Alright, let's do this.
Star Trek time.
So this thing starts, and we see a warp saucer.
It's being commanded by the Asian dude.
Hey, he got a promotion. Nice.
Suddenly, a giant space wave hits the ship.
Everyone's all confused until they realize the wave originated from the moon of the ridge-headed dude's homeworld.
And it's mostly not there anymore.
The ridge-headed dudes say it's nothing to worry about.
But the Asian dude doesn't believe them.
Do we report this, sir?
Are you kidding?
Back on Earth, we see Kirk and a bunch of Starfleet dudes in a meeting room.
They're all discussing the explosion.
They will have depleted their supply of oxygen in approximately 50 Earth years.
The logical dude has been in contact with the ridge-headed dude's leader, and they want to make peace.
Kirk doesn't approve.
Let them die.
But he's forced to escort the ridge-headed leader to Federation space anyway.
What does he have against the ridge-headed dudes?
Dude, you remember the third movie?
Klingon bastards, you've killed my son.
Oh, see, I had just figured that would be another death that had happened in a previous movie that nobody ever mentions again.
Oh, right, like the Scottish dude's nephew.
Exactly.
So the Enterprise meets up with the ridge-headed leader's ship.
Kirk invites them over for some food and awkward conversation.
To be or not to be? That is the question which preoccupies our people, Captain Kirk. We need breathing room.
Earth, Hitler, 1938.
After dinner, Kirk goes back to his quarters to call it a night.
But then, weird things start happening.
We are reading an enormous amount of neutron radiation. Strangely enough, it appears to be emanating from us.
Suddenly, the Enterprise appears to fire on the ridge-headed dude's ship.
But nobody commanded it to happen.
As Kirk is trying to figure out what's going on, two figures beam over to the ridge-headed dude's ship and start killing dudes.
They work their way through the ship and get all the way to the leader.
And it is not all good.
Huh, I didn't know ridge-headed dudes bled yogurt.
Yeah, me neither.
That'd be a weird flavor. Having killed off half the ridge-headed ship's crew, the two dudes teleport back.
Kirk and pals are still confused about what's happening and try to contact the other ship.
We come in peace, and you blatantly defy that peace. For that, I shall blow you out of the stars.
But the other ship begins to attack the Enterprise.
Not wanting to make a bad situation worse, Kirk does the only thing he can logically do: surrender.
Kirk and the bony dude beam over to the ridge-headed ship and attempt to help.
It doesn't go very well.
Despite the bony dude's best attempts, that cannot be proper medical procedure. The ridge-headed leader dies.
This means the ridge-headed dudes arrest Kirk and the bony dude.
And it's not all good.
Back on Earth, the ridge-headed ambassador is talking with the leader of Starfleet.
Hey, isn't that Red from that 70s show?
Yes, it is.
Talk about a difference in characters.
But you can't possibly believe that James Kirk assassinated the Chancellor of the High Council.
If that's a Star Wars thing, I'm gonna kick you in the ass.
Anyway, the leader of Starfleet tries to find a way to rescue Kirk.
Unfortunately, he realizes there is no legal way to do so, so Kirk has to stand trial for murder.
It goes about as well as you'd expect.
Guilty as charged.
Fortunately, they don't get the death penalty.
Instead, they're sentenced to a place called Rurapente.
Known throughout the galaxy as the aliens' graveyard.
Is that really better?
Better to kill them now and get it over with.
It's debatable.
So Kirk and the bony dude are sent to Rurapente.
There, they meet a hot chick who offers to help them out.
Back on the Enterprise, the logical dude realizes that while the attackers who beamed over were from the Enterprise, the torpedoes must have been fired from a different ship.
He tells the crew to start looking for clues as to what really happened.
The Russian dude asks if the attackers might have vaporized their gear to destroy the evidence.
But the logical chick decides to demonstrate just why that can't be in a scene that completely explains logical dude-human relations.
At ease. As you know, Commander Chekhov, no one can fire an unauthorized phaser aboard a starship.
That was so awesome. I think I'm in love.
Yeah.
Knowing the incriminating suits must be on board, the logical dude orders a ship-wide search for the evidence.
They eventually find the boots, and they think they have their culprit.
They bring him in for an interrogation.
If shoe fits, wear it.
But he's the wrong guy.
Back in space jail, Kirk, the bony dude, and the alien babe plan an elaborate escape.
They discover that the alien babe is actually a transformer.
The Transformers, more than we
No, like a shapeshifter.
Oh, That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
This disturbs Kirk and the bony dude a little.
What kind of creature is this? Last night you two were...
Don't remind me.
They head out into the snowy waste, trying to get out of the anti-transporter field that surrounds the prison.
The bony dude starts to give up hope, but Kirk tells him not to because the logical dude put a tracker on them that has miraculously stayed in place the entire time.
You know, it's a good thing prisons don't check you for, like, foreign objects or anything before they lock you up.
They escape from the range of the anti-transporter field and make camp for the night.
It looks like they're all getting along when suddenly...
Are you crazy?
Kirk realizes the only way they could have gotten this far with all this gear is if it was all a setup.
The shapeshifter transforms to look like Kirk, and the two duke it out.
Until they're interrupted by a group of ridge-headed dudes.
The ridge-headed jailer shoots the shapeshifter in a scene obviously created so we could see Kirk die in one of the trailers.
Yep.
The jailers are about to shoot Kirk and the bony dude, but they get teleported away just in time.
Back on the ship, the Scottish dude has found the incriminating suits.
So he rushes to tell Kirk.
Oh, Mr. Spock, I found the missing uniforms with the Klingon blood on them.
Little late there, pal.
But then Kirk has a brilliant idea.
He falsely reports to the ship that the two criminals are still alive so that their co-conspirator would come and try to silence them.
And it turns out to be the logical chick.
Even after being caught, she still refuses to tell them everything.
So the logical dude pulls the info out of her mind in a scene that actually is a little uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah. Anyway, now knowing the full scope of the dangers, they decide to rush to the peace meetings to stop the assassination plot.
They still have one little problem. They don't know where it's taking place.
Fortunately, the Asian dude does, and both ships rush toward the planet to save the day.
It looks like it's gonna be all good. But then...
I can see you, Kirk. Can you see me?
One of the ridge-headed dudes from earlier shows up in a ship that can stay invisible while shooting.
He proceeds to start attacking the Enterprise while endlessly quoting Shakespeare.
It looks like he's going to destroy the Enterprise.
But then the Asian dude shows up in his warp saucer and distracts the ridge-headed dudes long enough for Kirk to fire off a special torpedo.
The torpedo allows them to locate the ridge-headed dude's ship and make it not there anymore.
With no more distractions, Kirk, the Asian dude, and their crews are able to beam down to the meeting, save everybody's lives, arrest some bad guys, and throw an assassin out a window. Ah! Boom.
If people say UN meetings are boring.
With this, Kirk is exonerated, and peace is secured.
So Kirk and pals sail off directly into the sun, and it's all good.
The end. Wow. That was actually the best one yet.
Debatably.
I mean, it had a good plot, character development, unexpected plot twists, some interesting villains.
Yep.
I can't wait to see the next one. But since Kirk said he'll be retiring soon, will he be in the next movie?
Well, kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?